The Canadian Card Collector here, and welcome back to day 587 of a daily deck review. And the deck that we're taking a look at today is the False Casey's Playing Cards here, and this is a collaboration between Casey's Playing Cards and False Anchors. As we can see, it's in like a matte finish tuck box with a bunch of glossy finish. It's like a two-tone tuck box because it's like a half and half design. So for the first half here, we got the false anchors half here with that kind of matte pink. There was the glossy anchors there, and that one kind of pink foiled anchor there, and it's kind of half the tuck box is that colorway. Then on the bottom it says false Casey's there, but then the other half here says false Casey's playing cards there. You got the flamingo with that kind of matte blue finish with the blue gloss. Therefore, like the flowers there, and one side says coastal finish. Then on the top it says Casey's playing cards here. There. And then there's no seal for the cards there. On the tuck flap here, it says designed in Jacksonville, Florida. There, you got the little flamingo there. And then the inner tuck flaps, you got one blue one and one pink one. There. Now we'll take the cards out of the box. And on the inside of the tuck box is that matte white finish. Nothing too crazy there. But now that we look at the tuck box, let's talk a little bit about the cards. Because there's a little bit to talk about here before we actually get into those. So there's like some kind of, I read up, there's some kind of two-tone kind of like printing with this. Some CMYK offset printing. And some kind of Pantone spot printing. That's like and it says it's the never before used in the world. So this is like a first time kind of thing almost. And there's a lot about these cards. They're fully marked. There's a one-way faces for hidden advantages. The dual tone printing, which I just talked about. There. And these are designed for magicians, collectors, and creators. So anyone out there. So now that I talked a little bit about them, let's take a look and see what we get. So here we got the first little card here. Looks like a little extra card. So you got a little double backer kind of card here. Slightly a little crinkled in the corner. There. So on one side you got the three diamonds. The other side you got the jack of spades there. But now to get actually into the back design here. Here we got that back design. We got kind of a mix between the false anchors and the Casey's playing cards. So in the middle we got that circle design there with those flamingos that pop off the back design there. Because it's that kind of blue and pink and white kind of colorway. There, well, mostly a blue and white, but with a little bit of pink there. Got that circle design once again, kind of like a beach. There was like the water, the palm trees in the back. You got the compass there behind it. Then you got that kind of false anchors design there. With like the anchors there. You got the shells. Got some like rope design and some like octopus there. And then you got the thin little pink little border. Then you get to the standard white border. And if you were to flip it over, it looks pretty much the same in both directions. But I did mention it's a slightly marked, so it is like a subtle one-way back design. But for like the normal human eye, you wouldn't really notice that it's a one-way back design there. And now for the cards here. Here we got the first Joker. It says Joker, Joker there. Then you got that flamingo and anchor kind of combination there. Looks pretty nice. And then you got a second identical Joker. So two identical Jokers there. Then we get to that custom Ace of Spades there. Where it says False Casey's playing cards. You got that big spade there with the flamingo there and that kind of beach kind of style there. Then it looks like we have just standard faces. So it's all just standard spades there. Then we get to the court cards, Jack, Queen, and King of Spades here. Standard court card, just in that custom pink kind of colorway there. And the diamonds are just standard, so pretty much the whole deck is just standard, except for that Ace of Spades and the court cards here, with that custom pink colorway. Standard clubs, and that custom pink tone to the court cards with the clubs. The hearts here, standard as well, just that. And then the court card is that pink kind of colorway. And then the last card in the deck is that double backer. But now that we took a look at the cards, I couldn't actually figure out what kind of stock and finish this is, like who made them there. It could be the United States Playing Company, but it could also be a different company. But it does look like the United States Playing Company kind of finish to it there. But now we'll test the handling. I feel definitely thinner. A slightly more thinner of a card. But they got these nice pop to the springs. This feels fantastic. And then they got some nice spreadable fans there. You can see all the suits and numbers there. Got that nice back design fan. Pretty decent Pharaoh. Now for that giant fan. We got a nice crazy giant fan there. And like I said, the cards are marked, but like I'm not sure how to like fully read those because I can't really read marked cards too much. But that's not what we're talking about today. But they do handle fantastically, and they look fantastic there. I have taken a look at some Casey's playing cards in the past, but I haven't actually had any false anchors playing cards yet. So someday, one day in the future, I'm gonna have to get some of those and review those on the channel. But they look fantastic. There was that collaboration there. And then the faces are just standard for like magicians and like collectors to have and stuff like that, except for the core cards, which have a little bit of a pink colorway to it there. So I guess with that being said, once again, they handle fantastic. They look fantastic. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed. And this has been day 587 of your daily deck review. And this has been the false Casey's playing cards there in collaboration with Casey's playing cards and false anchors. So with that being said, I'm the Canadian Collector signing out. That's the video. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.